Welcome to the Madness Table. It's me, Andrew, along with Sam, Brennan, and Will. And today, in episode 169, nice, we are brought to you by Mammon, Lord of Greed. I could not believe we got the call from one of the Archdevils from the Nine Hells to sponsor the pod, that they would spend some of their hard-earned soul coins for us. And I couldn't be more pleased. And thank you to Mammon for their contributions. I appreciate it. And
Praise be.
yes, the listeners' souls are in the mail. So in unrelated news, please join our Discord. It is totally fine, and there is no secret contract hidden in the join button, no matter what they tell you.
Mm-mm.
And if you want to support the pod, otherwise, you could like and subscribe. And don't worry, if you do that, you will be helping our sponsor, Mammon, Lord of Greed, because you'll be fueling the damned capitalist machinations that run the... anyway, come on down and drop us a coin onto our coffee page. That's coffee spelled K-O-F-I. I do regret to afford Lord Mammon that none of the proceeds there will benefit evil in any way, nor on our Patreon. It's all gravy. But if you would like to lure someone into the subtle, nay, sensual delights of greed, tell them about the podcast, and then slip a $5 bill into their pocket. Just tell them what's up. Anyway, that is written content from our sponsor, and I did not make it up right now, and Brennan is not looking at me in such a deep way that makes me wonder, should I Venmo him $20? Maybe I will. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. And wait, Will. That was the intro. Yeah, you're up now. Yeah.
Okay, cool, great. I loved it.
Yeah, I almost sent us off. Didn't happen. No, it's your turn.
Nice, thank you. You brought up Mammon and like Greed, and my first thing, because I'm so far into like TTRPG war games, I was like, Trench Crusade, and then I was like, oh no, there's way more lore and history to that than that shit. All right, so last time some more crazy shit went down. Scylla has busted her way out of her cell. Not busted, you misty stepped out and have made your way out, finding that Sephel is no longer there, and Indigo was an illusion inside there. Indigo has awoken in a strange, odd place that I won't describe further because two of our listeners don't know anything about it. Because I'm trying to keep things spooky. Sephel tried to kill himself and that did not work out well, so sorry everybody that wanted that to happen. The Myconids were very, very disturbed. He casted Identify on the staff of Sekrak. Mind exploded because he doesn't even register anything pertaining to it. And then Lara has gone and sequestered herself on the back cliffs in this giant cavern by Coalfire Keep to regain some use of spells and their I almost said magic pottery instead of genie lamp. You've gotten your pottery back. Woof. And am I forgetting anybody? I don't think so. So I'm not gonna take us away. Brendan, we're gonna jump right back to you. You have just failed to register anything with the staff with the Identify spell. What do you do?
Okay. So, I'm not going to run away with that information. There's like a moment of confirmation bias where he's like, I was fucking right. Nothing is real. He's going to temper that a little bit.
Immediately starts sweating like, shit, nothing is real.
Yeah. No, because he just had the moment where he was like, we're going to take this as it comes. He's going to try to be a little bit more objective about this. So the next thing he's going to do, I want to make sure I can actually do this. One object. I want to. I guess this is a semantic conversation on how broadly we want to cast the word object, but my thought is this is the only thing he has, right? Like, he gave away his Eye of True Sight.
Mm-hmm.
Identify has just become the only thing that has given him some objective truth. I want to try to cast it on the tower.
Okay. I don't know if I'd count that because it's not an object. I feel, and it's not like an instant fortress. Like if it was that, I would say yes.
Right.
But it itself is not necessarily like one magical entity. It's just a structure.
It doesn't have to be magical, but I agree with the rest of that sentiment. Okay, so let's bring that. So, like, what is the construction of the tower? Is it like stone masonry? Is it okay? Let's keep it small. I'm gonna cast it on one of the stones, if you'll allow that.
Sure, I'll allow it. You get nothing.
Okay.
Mark that off your spell slots.
Okay.
You're still using magic.
Yes, I am. Nope, I am tracking it. Great. Sephel is going to sit on the ground and close his eyes.
What is he doing? What is he doing? Why is he doing that? Isn't he hurt? Why is he bleeding? Why is he touching the stones? Why is he now sitting on the ground? You just hear all these voices around you.
I'm going to, without opening my eyes, just crawl towards one of those voices and reach a hand out to the myconids. I want to try to touch one.
Okay, with your eyes closed?
Yes.
You just hear one and it's like, oh my god, he's coming closer. Why is he crawling? Why didn't he open his eyes? Oh my god, he's touching me! He's touching me! And you feel like weirdly soft, plushy, I don't know, like shroom flesh. I don't know how else to describe it. You know what it's like when you touch a mushroom.
Anything with shroom flesh.
Yeah.
This spongy stalk-like feel of a literal mushroom. That's what you feel as you touch this myconid, and one of them's like, why? And you can feel it like trying to step away from you.
Okay.
He's weird. He's weird. Why is he touching us? Is he okay? Maybe we should tell somebody. Yeah, maybe we should tell somebody.
I'm going to do a general. So my hand didn't pass through. It didn't like.
Nope.
No, I felt something physical. Okay.
Yep. You felt the same way with the stone, and you feel the
Right.
same way about the staff.
Yeah, so there's like there's some physical reaction to what is around me, but if I try to register it in any way, it's like it's nothing.
Something about this deeper registration and understanding, yeah, that's just for some reason not happening.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and, keeping it honest, this is my last. I can cast it ritually. No, that's yeah. Okay, this is my last first level. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Okay. It's just a general scope, right?
It's just a general scope. It's I sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of me. I can see a faint aura around any visible creature or object that bears magic, and I learn its school of magic, which is what I really care about here. So if anything has a aura of magic, I learn the type, and I'm looking specifically for illusion.
Okay.
This is my last. This is the last Hail Mary I have to try to.
Right, and I get that. I'm going to say yes. You pick up illusion magic.
do I see it? Where do I see it emanating from? Or is it everywhere?
It's everywhere.
Okay.
Like, I can almost see it. It's like, that static behind your eyes feeling
Yeah.
again. But everything starts to, like a second sight, take shape until it's just this blinding purplish light that signifies, like, everything. Like, you're staring at the sun. Eventually,
Yeah.
like, your mind just keeps picking up everything around you is an illusion.
I knew it. I don't... Okay. I mean, this is huge.
Mm-hmm.
This is huge. He doesn't... I don't know how to get out of it, though, is the problem. So, I think he is going to... He's going to sit. He's going to sit again, eyes closed, and he is just going to do the closest thing in a while that Sephel would ever come towards meditation. And I think what he is going to try to do, however you would want me to go about this, if this does anything, is he is just going to focus inward on himself and try to force back some awareness of where he actually is.
Okay. Go ahead then and make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Okay. I do not have any inspos left. But that's a natural 18 for a 23.
You feel the detect magic and everything that, like, that gave you access to begin to like wink out.
Mm-hmm.
Like stars going dark in the night sky. And eventually everything just disappears and you snap awake. You feel groggy. Your eyes swim. You feel like your wrists and ankles are very cold. You feel a hard substance against your back and bottom. However, you take 6 points of psychic damage as you
take 12
awaken.
points of psychic damage.
And as you kind of, you're swimming around and like your senses are coming back to you, you have that hangover like feeling. You find yourself in a very small, very dark, dank room. There are various boxes about and barrels. There's a very odd smell to this space. And you find that your arms and legs are manacled to the wall behind your back. And let's jump back over to Scylla. Scylla, you are winding your way through the streets of the Kingdom of Ember. You've grabbed various items of other people's clothing to disguise yourself. You don't have your items. You are making your way to Sekarak's tower. You know that there is the river that you could swim through. You know you have the bridge not too far away to continue across land. What is your strategy for getting there?
Scylla is going to...
And let me clarify in case it helps you. you've just escaped prison. You know attention was being drawn to your friends that have somehow escaped or seem to have disappeared.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna be on alert soon.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I'm like, what's your game plan for getting there?
For sure. I think she's at an advantage in the water, and she's gonna, as soon as she can get away, she's gonna hop in the river, and she's gonna swim on the bottom and go straight up all the way to past the wall, and then she's gonna hop out of the river and go for the tower. Well, actually,
Okay.
she'll probably swing around Coalfire Keep to make it a really short on land to get to the tower.
Okay, I mean, you don't have to go that way. You can just swim up to the shore near the tower and get there. You don't have to go around.
However, the closest, like, she wants to be on the land is as little as possible.
Sure. Yeah. So you, oh, were you thinking like the hidden entrance underneath? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Did Sephel ever tell you about that?
No, I guess I'm just thinking like, and on the map it looks like it's closer to be back there. Like, I don't think she would take a hidden entrance. I think she's just thinking like the least amount of land.
Gotcha. No, that's fine. You get up behind the towers area from the water here a little bit, and you make your way on shore. Nobody's really around in this dark corner. There's some new zirkwood trees that are growing. Nobody appears to be near the entrance of the tower, so you find yourself a straight line to it.
Okay. She's going to approach the door and try to open it and just walk in.
Door's locked.
She will knock.
Yeah, you knock, and you wait, and eventually you hear a voice from the other side of the door that goes, "Can we help you?"
Yes, I am looking for Sekarak.
Whom?
Who is asking?
This is the great wizard Tumult's tower.
Tumult's Tower? She's like,
This is Wesley. Who am I speaking to?
Is this not Sekarak's tower?
I have no idea who this Sekarak is. This is the Great Tumult Tower.
I am Drusilla, a friend of the wizard who lives here, Sekarak.
I do not know your name, so you cannot be friends with the Great Tumult. For there is no Sekarak.
She's
And
like,
I must insist you depart if you continue to distract us from his great works.
She is going to back away from the door. She's going to spin around. Are the Myconids around?
Oh yeah, no, you see them around.
She will stop one. Excuse me.
Huh? Hello.
Do you know Stool?
No.
Do you know all Myconids?
No. That's kind of rude.
Can you help me?
No. He starts to walk away.
She will just continue going to every single Myconid until one knows Stool.
None of them know Stool.
She's definitely confused.
Eventually it gets to the point where it's like, I want you to picture the Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
They are like, I don't know why I didn't think about this before, because they're like, yeah, they're small little mushroom people and they sing songs and they do their work. Like, they're literal fucking Munchkins from The Wizard of Oz. Like, they're singing songs, and eventually it's just about like, the great fish woman looking for a stool. Doesn't she know she needs to visit the privy room?
Okay, so eventually she's gonna give up on that. But Scylla's
We hope to never see you soon.
Scylla's like not a thinker. Um,
That is one way to say, dang.
I mean, do you have a better intelligence than Stargaller did?
I mean, who didn't? You know.
R.I.P.
But okay, so my next instinct is I mean, she doesn't know anybody else.
Rough.
And she's not going to the coal fire keep. She's going to hop back in the river.
You know the king and queen.
Yeah, but she's not gonna do that. She's gonna hop in the river and head down to Sue.
Okay. Yeah, you make your way back into the river. You swim all the way back down to the closest section where it's near that southern bridge, if we're looking on the map here. And you make your way over to Beatrice's house where Sue works. And do you knock on the door? How do you approach?
Yeah, she knocks on the door.
Eventually it's opened by a dwarven man. He's got this dirty blonde hair and beard. Looks pretty well put together. You think he's some kind of shopkeeper or perhaps craftsman. He's got a nice leather apron on with a small collection of tools in some various pockets. And he goes, can I help you?
Hello, my name is Drusilla. I am looking for Sue.
There's no Sue that lives here.
There is. Her name is Sue, and she resides here with Beatrice and Beatrice's son.
There is no Sue or Beatrice that lives here in this house. There's myself and my apprentice that live here. I'm sorry. Are you talking about Queen Beatrice and Queen Sue?
I think she's like, I'm sorry?
Our nation's rulers? The queens? Sue and Beatrice?
I do. Their names are Sue and Beatrice, but they are not royalty.
Then I think you're quite mistaken about who lives here and who you might be looking for. Are you? He's like, have you been visiting one of the local pubs, perhaps?
No. I have been busy. She just looks away. But if Sue and Beatrice are queens, perhaps I will attempt an audience.
Good luck. I'm not sure who you are, what connections you might have to be able to see them. They are usually quite busy. But good luck. And he shuts the door. And you can hear it lock shut.
Okay. Scylla is now like questioning everything about her brain, but she also knows that they've been dealing with a lot of things to do with their mind as a result of demon lords. And so I think she's starting to be like, I've truly lost it. Like, what is happening? I'm making people up in my mind, and I do think of Sue as a queen, so this isn't surprising. But so yeah, I think she will give it a shot then. She's gonna head up to Coalfire Keep and see if she can figure out what the heck is going on. Because she can't find Sephel or Indigo. And she doesn't know anybody.
Okay. You make your way up towards the keep, and you cross the bridge with no problems. You see that there are a couple of guards standing outside the closed gates. What do you do?
Excuse me. My name is Drusilla, and I would like an audience with the queens.
Oh. Of course. Drusilla, yes. Absolutely. we can, of course, assist you and make sure that you can see our lovely queens.
That would be very helpful. Thank you.
Of course. They always accept newcomers. Are you a refugee, recently come to the city, or is there some manner of business that I can prepare them to discuss with you?
I am a member of an adventuring party who are saving the Underdark from the forces of evil. There are many groups that have come here recently, refugee groups, and we've all sent them here in order to find salvation while we perform a ritual to save this city and all the others from the many demon lords which are amassing.
The two guards look at each other, and they both nod like, serious fucking business. Very well. Just a moment. And the guard that you're talking to goes to the small inset door on these larger ones and gives it a couple knocks. A guard eventually opens it. He is allowed inside. It shuts and locks behind him, and the other guard goes to stand close to the door to kind of give him space between you and it. And a handful of minutes later, the door reopens. That guard kind of pokes his head out and he goes, "You have been granted audience. Please come with us."
Thank you.
And he ushers you in.
She follows.
You step in, he closes the door behind you, and he points down the very, large inner causeway that you are in, and he goes, "Please, if you'll follow me," and you start making your way through. And the flying colors, like the banners and everything that you used to see in this castle, everything's still the same. It's just as you recall it before.
Yeah.
And you're making your way through. You see some movement of scale guard, regular militiamen, a couple of servants and attendants taking care of giant riding insects and the like. And eventually you are led towards what you know is the procedural way to the inner courtroom. And as you are brought inside, you immediately see that there are two beautiful high-backed thrones. It's the same room that you had been in before. There's the circular table in the middle with various maps and papers strewn about, all of the chairs. You see that there's a large number of guards, but you see Sue and Beatrice sitting on these thrones in regal dresses and robes, and they look at you as you approach.
She will kind of walk quickly forward in relief. Sue, it is so good to see you. Although, why are you? I'm very confused. How long has it been since we last met? You were not royalty.
You see Sue, and you see that she doesn't have any burn marks. She has her old locks of longer hair. She doesn't have all of the scars that she used to have. Beatrice looks very resplendent as well. But she you see her hand is over Beatrice's as they're, kind of sitting together. And she kind of looks at Beatrice and then looks back at you and she goes, "I'm quite sorry. I'm afraid I don't know you. Have we met before somewhere?"
Yes. It is me. Sue, I'm the city of Coral. We fished together for many years, and then you and I banded together and went on many adventures.
Oh, the city of Coral. Oh. I didn't see. Could you remove the hood from your head? Are you Triton?
She will reach up and remove her hood. Yes, Sue, you know this.
Ah. Yes, no, I'm very well familiar with the Triton. But I
You do
can't
not
say
know
that
me.
we've met. No, I don't. But perhaps... Sorry, I keep slipping into British accent for her. And I know she's Irish. It's been a while since I've well practiced it. She looks back to Beatrice, and she seems kind of... Actually, roll me an insight check.
Yeah, sure. 25.
You see something... You see that she's trying to act extremely composed right now. And as she looks at Beatrice, you see that there is... Something's being kind of non-verbally passed between them. And as you look about the room, the atmosphere has shifted. Like, your barbarian, like, danger sense, your hackles, your predatory nature is immediately, like, all of a sudden, like, I might be the one in danger here. Because soon as you flip back that hood and revealed who and what you are,
Yeah.
you could, like, hear the ripple through all the guards' fists, like, cinching tighter on their weapons. And you see Beatrice turn to look back at you and goes, "We are all quite familiar with the Triton and the city of Coral for what it's done to all of its fellow companions here in the Underdark."
She kind of like, she's been looking at Sue the whole time, and then she finally like shifts her head slightly and like looks directly at Beatrice. Excuse me. The city of Coral has done what?
Don't play coy. Now is absolutely not the time.
She looks at Beatrice, and I think we should speak frankly. I have not been to the city of Coral because it does no longer exist.
Oh, you are quite something. To come here to our home, especially after the damage your people have done. I consider it quite something for my wife and I to have allowed you, a Triton, from the city of Coral, to come into our throne room after the irreversible damage that you have caused to our kingdom. Seize her. And immediately all the guards start to rush forward to catch you. Do you do anything?
No, because Scylla knows she's supposed to be in prison anyway.
Okay. They grab onto you, and she goes, "Let us just see how much you don't remember." And she and Sue get up from their thrones, and they begin to lead you out of the throne room, out into the courtyards, and leading you out to the outer walls where you can see that there are stairs going up to the parapets. And as you are, you smell smoke. And you can see, while before the atmosphere in this cavern has usually been so clear and kind of hot and humid, it's stuffy now. And you're like, it was not like this when I came into the keep. Like, this is weird. And as you come up to the top, the queen step to the side, some of the other guards step to the side, and the few guards that are holding on to you bring you right to the edge and like push you up against the stone blocks, and like one puts a hand behind your head, and you look out over the city, and there's flames. There's fires in various sections of the city. You see what looks like a great battle has occurred and destroyed most of it. And you were like, I literally just walked through here and none of this was the case.
Yeah.
And Beatrice goes, "Your people's work. They swam up through the rivers, plundered, murdered, raped, destroyed much of what we hold dear. I'm not sure how many have made it through yet. But this is your people's doing."
You are saying the Triton did this?
Oh, yes. And if this is some kind of sick joke for you to come here, infiltrate our innermost keep, and kill us? No. This can end here.
Scylla.
And oh, go ahead. No, please.
Scylla like looks out over these burning buildings, and then she looks at Sue. I have seen death recently. I have seen my friend disappear before my eyes, and I have seen a town burning after being absolutely fine but minutes ago. And I have seen my best friend become royalty, her skin unmarred. But the biggest indicator to me that none of this is real is that you would claim my great people would perform such a heinous act. Nothing has been more clear to me than this. This is not real. And she's gonna get like super like crazy violent. Like she's gonna start like trying to deck everybody around her. She's gonna rage and just start like going apeshit.
Okay, go ahead and put on rage, so you get all your benefits there. And then I want you to make a. Remember, you don't have any of your items.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a, because there's 4 guys on you. I want you to make a athletics check at disadvantage to see if you can break away from their combined grip.
All right. I rolled a 24 and a nat 20. So 24 and 29. So 24.
Okay. You break out and you deck a few of the guards. Beatrice has like immediately backed up. But Sue has her hands up and she's like approaching you. She's like, stop. Please. No more violence.
She like hesitates for a second. But if
And she's like hands up and she's just trying to slowly walk towards you.
Sue, I love you, but you are not real. And she's gonna try and attack her.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
It's a 14.
You hit her. Roll damage. Or if it's flat even damage, depending on what your unarmed is.
Yeah, it is, it's just 5.
Okay,
5
you hit her, and, like, where do you punch her?
Straight in the face.
Straight in the face? Like,
Sue would respect
nose,
it. Yeah.
cheeks?
Nose.
Okay. You go there, you hear a crunch. And she immediately is like, and she stumbles back, and like everybody immediately starts to swarm forward, but she's like holding onto her nose and she puts her hands up. Stop. And she pulls her hand away from her nose, and like you felt the connection. You felt bones snap.
Yeah.
And her nose is crooked and there is blood coming down her face. She goes, and she like looks back at Beatrice and she goes, I can't seem to do the Irish accent right now, so I'm so sorry for everybody. There's no need for excessive violence. Enough of our city has gone through it. Too many people lost. We don't need more of it. I don't fully doubt what you are saying. That your words seem to ring with some kind of truth.
Scylla's gonna do I'd like to do something.
Okay, go for it. What do you want to do?
Scylla's been through hell, man. She's like, she believed that she killed someone. She believed that her friends escaped prison without her, and then she tried to find them, and then everything was messed up, and Sue like doesn't know who she is, and she's claiming the Triton are all bad. She knows none of this is real. She's gonna lunge for a weapon from anyone around her.
Okay. Roll sleight of hand. I got a 22.
I got a 21.
You don't manage to wrest it away, but a couple of the guards manage to grab onto you. And Sue runs up and she's like, again, stop.
You will have to
Fucking
kill
stop. She comes forward, her hands are back up again, blood running down her face. She goes, can we just perhaps calm down and try to sort this out? Perhaps you can help us seek peace.
You do not
between-
exist.
You just punched me in the face.
She's just
It
gonna start
fucking
screaming.
hurts.
Like, Scylla is like screaming at everyone around her. Just like feral roaring. She's like, this is not real.
You feel the guards are like pinning your hands behind your back and throwing manacles on you, and you are raging. And eventually, when you are like fully restrained, you are forced to your knees. But Sue, and you can like hear Beatrice, she's the one barking these orders in the back, and Sue is just looking at you and she seems perplexed. And she comes up and she's like, she actually cups the sides of your face. And I imagine, but you tell me here, this probably has to fuck with you. I imagine Sue has probably had these moments with you before of like, come back to me, girl. You got to calm down here. Like, pull yourself
Totally,
together.
yeah.
This comforting kind of touch. But she does this with you, and it probably feels super crazy familiar, but so foreign considering everything that's happening right now. And Sue looks down at you, and she's like, oh, you poor thing. I can see it in your eyes. You're just swimming in a world of pain and sadness. I could help you with it.
Scylla, like, she's definitely like, you're right. She's stuck in that moment of like, she's been in this particular moment before. So she's like pausing her struggling momentarily and listening to Sue.
And she, being a gray dwarf, like, she's just a little bit taller than you now, but she actually gets down on her knees, and like everybody's looking at the scene like, what the fuck? One of our queens is kneeling down and is like trying to talk to this savage right now. And she comes up and she like wraps her arms around your neck and she pulls you in for a hug, and she's like patting the back of your head and she goes, there, it's okay, it's gonna be all right. What do you do?
Scylla feels this like, I'm sure it feels exactly like reality. And
Yeah,
she like
it feels like Sue is holding on to you.
And she leans into it. And then she sees that Sue has hair. And she's like,
she smells exactly like Sue. Like, everything is telling you, sensory wise, that this is fucking Sue.
but then she sees that she has hair and she does not have burn marks, and she sees the smoke from the buildings that she saw just moments ago. And she like leans into it for a moment because it is comforting. And then she's going to rear her head back and headbutt Sue right in the face.
All right. Roll to hit. I'll give you advantage because you guys are locked in together with this hug.
Nat 20. 10
Double damage. Her head rocks back.
Yeah.
Her small tiara just bounces off. You hear it clink on the stones behind, and her face like comes back and she goes,
You are
I've
not
always-
real.
she looks you dead in the eyes and she's like, I've always fucking hated you. And she pulls a dagger and stabs you in the throat and you die. You just...
She's like bleeding out on the floor. I'm sure it's not a quick death.
No.
And I'm sure it
No.
hurts like hell. And Scylla, I think, looks up at Sue. And I think she tries to speak. And I don't think anything comes out because it's just like she's choking on blood.
Yeah, it's awful. And Sue like sees you trying to speak and she like rips the small dagger from your neck, and she's like, I fucking hate you, and she just, in a horrific scene, goes to town, stabbing you until everything goes dark.
Brutal, man.
Lara, we're gonna keep rolling with you, Sam.
Yeah. Lara's just having a little break.
Having some tea,
Yeah.
hanging out in the genie
In the
bottle.
Yeah.
Things are great. Any good books in there? What's she reading these
well,
days?
she actually can't go into the bottle. She's literally hanging out, taking a normal short rest,
Gotcha.
conjuring the bottle, but she can't go back into it. She just has to use it as a spellcasting component.
Are you trying to are you throwing rocks down into the river below?
Yeah, right?
Like,
She's
oh,
like,
are you
I
trying
can
to
hit
skip
that.
it from way up above? Like, I could totally make this spin well enough.
She's like, I
there's
bet
no
I can
way.
hit that guard over there. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so she's taking a short rest and conjuring back her genie's bottle at the same time. So once it's the conjuration is complete and she's short rested, she's ready to go.
Okay, let's say this hour's passed. You've got your genie bottle. You've completed your short rest.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Yeah, Lara's instinct is like, okay, she tried to go to Sekarak, doesn't really trust Vlad. She thinks that the Platinum Talon has like a control over the city, and it seems to be some kind of coup over the reigning monarchy. She doesn't really know the monarchy, so she can't really say whether or not they're in on it or not. But all she knows, she's got to get her friends out of prison. But in order to do that, I think, do you think that she could get to, if she were to fly, could she get into the, oh, no, it's going to take forever. She needs to get over back to the prison, and then she's going to try and break in and break them out.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you can definitely make your way over there. So are you going to fly for as far as you can? How long does your flight last?
Her flight actually lasts, let me triple check that, but I think it's 10 minutes.
And how far can you move with that?
It's a standard speed, 30 feet. But I can do that 3 times.
Okay. I'll say if like you were double moving, hastening like your way there, that you could probably get about halfway there. Like you would land, I'm gonna move your token on the map to where you would end up. You would end up like right here. So you're near the market. You're very near where like all the shit went down to begin with.
Okay, so she will do that using flight. And then she's just going to, I think she's going to stealth her way back to the Dusk Fort, and try to get to, like...
Oh, you're going to go for the Dusk Fort. You're not
sorry.
Gonna go for...
No, it's the temple. My bad. I just said it wrong.
Okay. No,
the Platinum Talon,
make sure.
where the prison is, yeah.
Yep.
And then she's going to try to get to a side of the building that is less... not as well seen, like a hidden spot. Like she wants to get into like a nook around the edge of the building that no one's really around.
Okay. You'll still see some Talon and stuff moving through the area, so go ahead and roll me a stealth check, please.
Okay. 13? Not great.
Okay. Really, actually, I need to make an opposed roll. You're fine. I rolled a 3. You start making your way there in fairly good progress. And eventually you reach the temple. You actually see that it's somewhat empty as you arrive there. And you would think by the number of Platinum Talon that you had seen out on the streets that they must be out looking for you. So things must be pretty quiet. And at least through the section that you're coming through, there's no particular guard at attention yet.
Okay. I want to get to, I don't know that I know a ton about this building.
You don't know anything about this building. You've never set foot in it.
Yeah, when I was coming around the building, do I see any, Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to cast, gaseous form.
Okay.
So it basically would make Lara into a mist for an hour.
Okay.
And with that, I can pass through small holes, narrow openings, and mere cracks, as though they, and liquids liquids are solid surfaces though. So what I'm thinking is like, this is an old stone building. I want to try and like go through the building and search where I assume the prison cells are.
Okay.
While in gaseous form.
Perfect. You make your way into the main building here, and you see the Grand Cathedral and its proper. You see the different entrances. You see that there's some people milling about. You do see a couple of Talon members moving through, a couple in more clergy-like attire, talking to a few visitors. And eventually, you see that same staircase that Scylla had come up through. You don't obviously know that, but you see that staircase going down, and that's the only one that you can find other than what leads up into like the rafters and like the buttresses for, construction purposes. That's the only area you could think one, like a jail could potentially be.
Yeah, I definitely take that. So I'll fly down those stairs.
And you see that there's a wooden and iron door there. There's definitely enough cracks that you can slip through. Do you go ahead and do so?
Yeah, I'll fly through those cracks. And as soon as I see the jail cells, like, I'm immediately, like, flying through them looking for Sephel, Indigo, or Scylla.
Well, here's the thing. You fly through the door. And all you're greeted with is a small room. Looks like a storeroom. You look back at the door, and you actually see that there's a collection of heavy bolts and locks on the inside here. But as you float around the room, it's probably 15 by 10 feet. You come around into a corner, and you see yourself unconscious and manacled to a wall. And I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw with
what the
disadvantage.
hell? Okay. Wisdom saving throw. 13.
Whoa. You take 32 points of psychic damage.
Yeesh.
And you feel your vision begin to go dark. Indigo.
Yeah.
You have been prying at this grated cistern. It's probably been about 15 minutes at this point, and you're getting so close. Everything is getting bent out of shape. You think you're getting heavily close to getting out there. What's your passive perception? It's pretty damn high, right?
I believe it's 21.
Yeah. You begin to hear what sounds like a key in a lock turning from behind you.
I'm just, and then I'm gonna like do a barrel roll and jump behind some crates.
Okay. You hear the door swing open from that staircase behind you, and you duck behind some barrels and you take cover, and you see a kobold dressed in like denim overalls, and he's got like a hammer in a belt loop. He's kind of whistling a tune, and he's coming down, and he sees like all the crates open and stuff like that, and he's like, "Oh, damn it. What the hell happened here? Who's been..." It's probably fucking Raph. Goddamn Raphael. He's been getting in here. If he's selling fucking tools again while we're on the job, I'm going to be pissed. I can't... God damn it. The crowbars are gone. Stupid. And he starts to, like, make his way back towards the staircase, and he's cussing out whoever Raphael is. for losing the crowbars.
Yeah, he's not gonna make it that far. I'm gonna run up to him and hit him with all 4 crowbars.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
Jesus.
Okay.
I have to imagine you have to like hit him with at least 2, pause to take out 2 more, and then hit him again.
Nah, baby, I got 4 arms. I can get this all day.
Oh no!
Wait, why do you have 4 arms?
Yeah, we're
Because
gonna
of
be
his
talking about that.
monk powers.
Half of the astral
Oh.
self.
Oh, fucking astral
yes.
self!
Mm-hmm.
Christ!
Okay. Okay. Do you do your like banshee scream running up to hit him?
Yeah, it's just like...
Okay. You do that, and I'm just gonna give you this one moment before that happens. He like turns around, he's like, "Fuck!" and his like hands are up. He's like, "Please no!" Do you stop or do you fucking clobber him?
He's running towards him full speed. So like once he like is like, no, he's like, maybe I shouldn't, but he can't stop running. So it just ends up he like just like full body, full speed runs into him, drops the crowbars, and does one of those awkward like hug tackles.
Nice.
Like tries to roll on top of him.
Okay. Yeah, you guys like you collide into him. Big smack. You guys go tumbling across. I imagine some of the crowbars go out of your hands, and eventually you guys like come like untangled on the floor, panting. And he's like immediately trying to right himself. He's like, "What in tarnation are you doing down here? Who the fuck are you?"
I am Indigo Honeydew, Scion of Shadow, Toral's mighty champion, and I've been locked in here for quite some time!
What the hell? I was just down here yesterday and I didn't see you.
He
Were
points
you
to
hiding in the
manacles on
boxes?
wall. He just points to the manacles on the wall and like with a hand that has a manacle still on it.
Oh shit. I didn't even notice those. Whoa.
Where
Wait a
am
minute.
I?
You're in the hero's basement of their newly constructed house.
Oh shit.
And then, can I have
Damn
Sam
it.
and Brendan take their headphones off for a
Fuck
second?
you! Fuck you so hard!
Andrew, he's looking at the wall and he's like telling you this. And then you see him go as he goes rigid. And then you see appearing from behind, just over his shoulder, another kobold face appear, and it's looking at you. They have this dark green tan skin, these beautiful greenish eyes, and you hear this shh, and this kobold in front of her crumple to the ground. And she goes, "Why did y'all have to come back here? Now I have to get my hands dirty." As you see Beatrice. And we'll see you guys next time.
Explain yourself right now.
Nope.
Explain yourself.
That's the episode. Andrew,
I'm
take
sorry,
us out.
That's all we got here, folks. If you're like me, you'll be screaming all the way to Mammon Lord of Greed to give your money to Will Johnston. Give it to him on Coffee, KOFI, or Patreon, both are fine. Told him this man toil in obscurity. Also, come to the Discord where you can ask him why. And social media, but like, what is social media, man? Like, what does it all mean? What does any of it mean?
You fucking broke him.
Yeah, what the hell?
Well, see you next time on the Madness Table, where we get resolution.